Nothing's more embarrassing than declaring victory too early.
Goodbye, Peter. I always knew you were weak. Air Goodman coming at you.
In politics, it can be the kiss of death. Remember Thomas Dewey holding up the Dewey Defeats Truman newspaper? Remember that? If you were born later, you probably don't, but I've seen it. Looks like they had fake news back then too, didn't they? And it looks like Joe Biden had his Dewey moment this summer. Remember when he declared victory over inflation?
Actually, I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%. Zero inflation last month.
Just like he declared victory too early over COVID, same thing happened with inflation. Because today, just like the rent's too damn high, so are prices.
This just in, the August inflation report. CNN chief business correspondent Christine Romans has the numbers. What are you seeing? 4 words: cooling, but too high. You've got the overall inflation number, 8.3%. But you get inside these numbers, some of the year-over-year increases here are really troubling. You've got gasoline prices up 25% year-over-year. Food, this category making some history here. The largest 12-month increase since 1979. Shelter up 6.2%. That has been a sticky part of this inflation story here. You know, you can switch different kinds of meat at the grocery store. You can't just switch where you're living overnight.
8.3% inflation. Now, I don't have a math degree from Wharton. If I did, I'd work on Wall Street. But I'm pretty sure that 8.3% is 8.3% more than 0. And groceries are up 12%, so add that to your bill, along with paying for your neighbor's PhD and electric car. But just like the Taliban taking over Afghanistan or the formula shortage, Biden isn't a mind reader.
The thing that really bothers me with regard to inflation is everybody here on this panel agreed months ago that one of the reasons inflation was high was all the government spending. And after we agreed on that, what did the government do? They spent more. Student loans, welfare in terms of the CHIPS Act. Seems like nothing is sinking in.
Biden spent 5 decades in government and thought spending $1 trillion to reduce inflation would actually reduce inflation. We went from having a businessman inside the White House to a man who's never run a business inside the White House, and it shows. You really expect Biden to know if you spend more, inflation is going to keep up? No way. The rapper Cardi B knows more about economics than the President of the United States. Even Cardi B saw it coming.
How are people surviving? I want to know. Like my family and my friends, they're so grateful to have me. But it's just like, yo, what happened to people that don't have a me? What's going on with the people that don't have a me? Not just rest that like Britain and LA, they're going to start having more blackouts because Britain got to pay double the price when it comes to electricity. And LA is I knew that this was going to happen. I knew we was going to have a financial crisis.
Can we make Cardi B the press secretary? She doesn't need a binder to know what's going on. But the baguette-loving binder reader came to the briefing totally unprepared today. She read from her binder that inflation went down when it actually went up.
CPI data show more progress in bringing global inflation down here at home. Overall, prices have been essentially flat in our country these last 2 months.
She can't even update her own binder? But she wasn't going to be the one to spoil Joe Biden's big Inflation Reduction Act party. Today was Biden's day to celebrate zero inflation. And he booked a star-studded lineup to perform at this big White House event. Stars including James Taylor. And that's pretty much it. It was just James Taylor. But I mean, you can't cancel James Taylor. You probably already paid him. Canceling James Taylor actually would have reduced inflation. But that was never even the point. Take it away, James.
I have seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days I thought would never end.
Song about suicide and addiction. Don't know about you, but I'm inspired. That's definitely going to make everybody forget about the money they lost. Maybe the croissant gobbler could have lent her binder to James Taylor because he thought he was at a climate change event.
What a beautiful day it is, and what a hopeful moment this is. The world needs to get together and respond to the climate crisis.
James, they spent it all on climate and just called it the Inflation Reduction Act. What are you doing? You're messing up their messaging. The Dow lost 1,000 points today. More. Inflation came in red hot. We're in a recession, and Biden decided, hey, let's invite James Taylor over and throw a party. This is like your wife leaving you at the altar and deciding, hey, let's just go to the dance floor and cut the cake, since it's already paid for. But not only that, it's like if the father of the bride and the best man go ahead and start making toasts. Listen.
Whoa. Look at this crowd. Is New York in the house? All right.
What everybody needs to understand is today's event was a success. You may ask yourself, what success are we talking about? Well, let's not get into the weeds. Just please clap.
What a thrill it is to be here to celebrate this life-changing legislation, making the Inflation Reduction Act. Inflation Reduction Act, so beautifully named for all that it does. Your extraordinary leadership has made this glorious day possible. That's an applause line.
I don't know how anybody could follow Nancy Pelosi. It's like following Jimi Hendrix. But somehow the big guy pulled it off.
Think about what you'd think about at the time. Think about how you'd feel.
I don't know what kind of sounds Joe Biden was making there, but this feels like a birthday party for a dead guy. Actually, the Democrats are helping you by raising prices. You might be a fascist, so it's hard to follow, but even though your wages have gone down, Joe Biden's giving you room to breathe, so be grateful.
This bill cut costs for families, help reduce inflation at the kitchen table, because that's what they look at. How much are their monthly bills and how much do they have to pay out for their necessities? And it gave them just a little more breathing room.
Yeah, Biden just punched you in the stomach. Where's your thank you? The average guy who's about to retire just lost $14,000 in the stock market today. That's on top of all the other costs he's getting slaughtered with. This was even too cruel for CNN.
He's celebrating the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act, but there is this unfortunate split screen right now with the Dow taking a total beating, down more than 1,200 points. And so it feels like it's hard to be celebratory for some people.
America lost and Joe Biden took a victory lap. Is this just poor planning, or is this all going according to plan? The sham party is just another cover-up. His entire presidency is a cover-up, built on lies. The only reason inflation isn't at 10% is because Biden drained the strategic petroleum reserve. Look at that. Gas prices are down off their highs because he's flooding the market with oil that taxpayers paid for. This is for emergencies like wars and hurricanes, not midterms. And Biden's going to have to restock the stockpile with oil at close to $100 a barrel. What do you think that's going to do to the price when America starts buying gazillions of barrels of oil? It's going to send the price at the pump right back to over $5 a gallon. But after Joe spiked the football in your face, he flew back to Delaware. Guys, it's Tuesday, and the president just went home for the rest of the week. COVID's over, but Joe loves to work remotely or not actually work at all.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.